chapter is name is The Family. Nuni was a 12-year-old tomboy. And what is the meaning of tomboy? Meaning is a girl who enjoys rough, noisy activities traditionally associated with boys. मतलब कि टॉमबॉय का मतलब एक लड़की जो लड़कों की तरह बहुत सारे काम करती है, रफ नॉइजी एक्टिविटीज. ओके, बहुत खेलती है, इधर उधर भागती है, वो लड़कों की तरह.
लड़के भी करते हैं.
हाँ, लड़की जो करते हैं ना, तो वो लड़की, तो उसको बोलते टॉम बॉय. ओके, गॉट इट इन ऑर्डर, गॉट इट. Who loved all forms of physical activity, whether it was walking, climbing, jumping, or hiking. She was a foodie.
Foodie means?
मतलब बहुत कुछ खाती थी वो, बहुत पसंद था उसको खाना, डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फूड. ओके, यूनी की कुछ भी खा लो, पसंद है उसको, खाना बहुत पसंद था. अच्छा, बट wasn't interested in cooking. उसको खाना तो पसंद था लेकिन कुक करना पसंद नहीं था. She was not fond of TV. टीवी देखना उसको पसंद नहीं था, और कार्टून्स इधर. ना तो उसको टीवी पसंद था, ना कार्टून देखना पसंद था. क्यों? That she was a tomboy. Sometimes she watched Chhota Bheem, but only when her parents told her to do so. छोटा भीम भी वो तब देखती थी जैसे कभी वो उसके पेरेंट्स बोलते थे. जैसे हविशा, when she was small, she used to watch छोटा भीम only. She didn't like surfing the internet or playing computer games. सर्फिंग का मतलब कंप्यूटर में कुछ ढूंढता रहना, वेबसाइट पे सर्च करना कुछ, उसको बोलते हैं सर्फिंग. ओके विशा? If she couldn't be outdoors, she preferred to read. Preferred means पसंद करना किसी चीज़ को. मीन्स अगर वो बाहर नहीं जाएगी, तो अगर घर के अंदर रहेगी, तो घर के अंदर इसका मतलब नहीं कि वो टीवी देखेगी या कार्टून देखेगी, उसको पढ़ना पसंद था. स्टोरी बुक्स वगैरह पढ़ना पसंद था. ओके, अनलाइक मोस्ट अदर गर्ल्स, शी डिडंट केयर अबाउट द क्लॉथ्स शी वोर. Unlike most of the girls, she didn't care about the clothes she wore or the way she looked. उसको ये परवाह नहीं थी कि वो कैसे दिख रही है, कौन से कपड़े पहन रही है. She didn't bother about those things.
बाकी लोगों की तरह.
Not बाकी की तरह, बाकी लोगों की तरह नहीं. Unlike means not like others. I'll read it again. Unlike most of the girls, she didn't care about the clothes she wore or the way she looked. मतलब बाकी लड़कियों की तरह नहीं, बाकी लड़कियों की तरह उसको कपड़े पहनना पसंद नहीं ज़्यादा, मतलब कपड़े या फिर कैसे वो दिख रही है वो पसंद नहीं था. बाकी लड़कियों की तरह उसको कपड़े या वो कैसे दिख रही है वो चीज़ उसको मैटर नहीं करती थी, उसको पसंद नहीं था ऐसा. ओके. हर फादर डॉक्टर शेखर bought her dresses, skirts, hairbands and girly accessories, but Nuni usually preferred wearing a t-shirt and leggings.
अच्छी बात है.
Okay? Shall we go next? Friends? When she was younger, she had long curly hair that her mother Usha used to insist on plaiting every day.
Plaiting means?
ऐसे बालों को छोटी बनाते ना. उषा इज हर मदर नेम.
कैसे बनाते हैं? मैं छोटे बना दूंगा, बहुत छोटे हैं.
A single length of hair, straw, rope, or other material made up of 3 or more interlaced strands. Okay? Okay or not okay?
I understood.
But as she grew older, she opted to cut it so that it fell to her shoulders. Opted means choose करना. जब वो बड़ी थी तो उसने बाल कटा लिए और वो shoulders पे गिरते थे. Okay? Much to the disappointment of her mother, who was proud of her daughter's thick, long hair.
Yes.
जब बड़ी हुई तो उसने कटवा दिए. Nuni loved braiding her hair and tying. Braid means वही गूंथना. We will see that meaning. Braiding means decorative braid or braided work. Curtains heavily with gold braiding. Small ropes that are laid from the leech of a fore and aft sail to pulleys on the mast for temporarily furling it. Brail a sail up. Furled a sail by holding on brails. आपके जो स्कूल में होता है ना रेड फीते हैं रेड रिबन्स उसको बोलते हैं लव्ड ब्रेडिंग हर हेयर चोटी बनाते थे उसको चोटी करते थे उसको बोलते ब्रेडिंग ओके शैल वी गो इट and tying brightly colored bows at the ends of her two plaits. मतलब एक इधर कर लेगी बाल वो छोटे बना लेगी और उस छोटे पे कलरफुल बोज रखते थे. Nuni loved braiding her hair and tying brightly colored bows at the ends of her two plaits. बाज होते हैं ना फीते वगैरह लगाते हैं ऐसे कलरफुल चोटी पे लगाते हैं जैसे रिबन्स वगैरह टाइप के ओके. There was nothing Usha could do to change her mind. जब उसने बाल काट दिए तो she could not do anything. Once Nuni decided to do something, nothing could stop her. Okay? Now, Nuni's real name was Anushka, but everyone called her Nuni. It was easy to spell and Nuni liked it. Today was a big day for her. She was a 7th grade student of a CBSE English medium school called Kendriya Vidyalaya in Bangalore. You are also in Bangalore? You are also in Kendriya Vidyalaya? What a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
I think they are telling a story about Havisha.
Okay, next.
And was about to get her yearly report.
Yearly report means?
प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट ना साल के अंत में एग्ज़ाम होता है तो फिर वो रिपोर्ट देते हैं कि कैसा परफॉर्म किया विशा ने कितने मार्क्स लिए ओके.
हाँ.
As soon as the teacher handed her the report card, Nuni closed her eyes and prayed to God in a last minute attempt to bribe him into giving her a good rank. Understood?
हाँ.
पोजीशन गुड मार्क्स लेना टॉप करना. ब्राइब का मतलब बताइए.
हाँ. Bribe.
ब्राइब
Bribe का मतलब तो
डू यू नो द मीनिंग ऑफ ब्राइब.
no.
ब्राइब मीन्स रिश्वत देना मीन्स यू गिव समथिंग टू गॉड कि आई विल ऑफर अ स्वीट बॉक्स और आई विल ऑफर सम पर्टिकुलर थिंग प्लीज गिव मी गुड मार्क्स and I'll offer that. So that is called bribe. See, for example, if I want something from you and I give you something and in that favor you do something. So that's called
ऐसा ही
bribe.
मैं करती थी जब ट्यूशन मैम से मुझे छुट्टी मिलती थी. मैं कहती थी मैं रात में और सुबह एक बार मेडिटेशन करूंगी, आप मुझे ट्यूशन मैम से छुड़वा दीजिए. ऐसा होता था सच में.
Okay, understood the meaning of bribe? Dishonestly pursued someone to act in one's favor by a gift of money or other inducement. That's called bribe. Okay? Shall we go next?
Yeah.
कहाँ तक पहुँच गए?
While she didn't care much for how she was placed in the class, she knew that her father was very sensitive about it and she wanted to make him happy. उसको परवाह नहीं थी कि उसकी कौन सी रैंक आए कितने मार्क्स आए. But because her father wanted that her daughter Nuni should get good marks, he was sensitive. So that is the reason she wanted a good rank. Okay? Sensitive means जैसे मैं आपको डांटूं तो फटाफट से आप रोने लग जाओ. आप बहुत सेंसिटिव हो. ऐसे ही मतलब अच्छे मार्क्स आने चाहिए. तो her father was very sensitive. मतलब अगर उसको कम मार्क्स मिले या कम रैंक आई
अरे का मत कर.
तो उसको उनको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा उनके फादर को. Am I sensitive, Avisha?
Yes, little bit.
Okay, shall we read again?
Yeah.
With hesitation, you know the meaning of hesitation?
No.
झिझकना मतलब कि क्या करूँ मैं बोला नहीं जा रहा ऐसे झिझकना hesitation. With hesitation, she finally opened her eyes and turned to the first page of her report card. Her eyes searched impatiently to see her rank in class. Her eyes searched impatiently to see her rank in class. Impatiently का मतलब पता है विशा?
मतलब बिना पेशेंटली.
हाँ, बिना patient के. Her eyes searched impatiently to see her rank in class. Finally, she saw a two-digit number 10. She had ranked 10th in her class. Oh, Dad is going to be disappointed today.
मतलब उसने 10th क्लास में 10 ही रैंक किया है.
10th थोड़ी थी उसकी कौन in which class she was studying? She's in 7th grade. You just see here 7th grade, 7th standard.
Okay, next.
That's what she's telling. Oh, Dad is going to be disappointed today.
फिर इस 10th का
She thought.
मतलब इसका मतलब she had ranked 10th in class. मतलब
Yes.
मतलब
10th rank means 10th position.
of अच्छी पढ़ाई.
नहीं खराब पीछे. Her father wanted her to come first rank or second rank or third rank.
But she got 10th rank.
She got very behind 10th rank.
Very.
What is your rank? 10th or beyond 10th?
Beyond 10th, like.
Okay.
I first.
Shall we go ahead?
Yes.
Absent-mindedly, Nuni looked up and saw her friend Ramya
Ramya.
jumping with joy. Absent-minded means पता है?
Drawing.
Do you know this meaning?
Drawing.
Absent-mindedly.
No, but by the sentence I know that मतलब ऐसे कुछ जो बिना expected.
Drawing का मतलब
sentence इतना पता चलता है.
drawing का मतलब.
हाँ मतलब absent-mindedly means बिना ध्यान के.
का मतलब absent का
Not intentionally.
absent का मतलब intention means
Okay?
intentional absent.
Unintentionally बिना ध्यान के.
अच्छा.
जानबूझ के नहीं. Okay? Nuni looked up and saw her friend Ramya jumping with joy. Immediately she knew that Ramya had come first. जैसे वो नाच रही थी रम्या तो उससे पता लग गया कि उसने फर्स्ट रैंक लिया है. Nuni smiled. She was happy for her friend and got up to congratulate her. Soon she was surrounded by her friends. Everybody was either talking about the rankings or their plans for the 10-week summer holiday. Some were going to attend swimming classes, while others were taking courses in art, music or dance.
Courses in art मतलब
मतलब आर्ट सीखना, कलरिंग सीखना, पेंटिंग सीखना.
Painting हमारा painting.
But Nuni's parents had other plans. It was time to board the school bus. Nuni said goodbye to everyone.
board means board school bus.
मतलब बस पे चढ़ना.
Bye to करा.
बोर्ड द स्कूल बस में बस पे चढ़ना, बोर्ड में चढ़ना.
करा.
Okay? Nuni said goodbye to everyone and began thinking about her summer plans as the bus began the journey home. After a few days, she and her parents were going to leave Bangalore and head to a holiday resort in Kurj.
Kurji means
Kurj is a place.
okay.
In the Karnataka or Kerala border, there is a place called Kurj. Okay? It's a beautiful place. This was their ritual every summer.
Ritual means
Ritual means tradition.
okay.
Riwaj.
जैसे हमारा ट्रेडिशन जयपुर जाना है एवरी समर.
This was their, every year they have to do something, like we also go na. Same way this is ritual. So this was their ritual every summer. Nuni's mother took a 10-day vacation from her job as a bank officer, and her father, a doctor and a physician, adjusted his schedule so that he could get away too. It was a hard task for him to take off from the hospital because of the increase in patient load during the summer season, right?
आज अभी भी कुछ दिन पहले समर सीजन था, कोविड की वजह से इंक्रीज हो रहा है पेशेंट.
Yeah, shall we go next page?
यस.
The three of them always went to a resort which they booked at least 6 months in advance. On their prior trips, they had visited Kodaikanal, Ooty, Yerkod, Nainital, and Manali, among others. The places may be different, but the routine was exactly the same. They would check into the resort and buy a few things from a market nearby so that Usha could make them some breakfast. Or if she didn't feel like cooking, they would eat in a restaurant. Okay?
Okay.
After a sumptuous meal, the three of them would go out. You know the meaning of sumptuous?
Yeah, it's a very nice meal.
Not very nice. बहुत ज़्यादा. Expensive, lavish.
Okay.
बहुत ज़्यादा. After a sumptuous meal, the three of them, बहुत ज़्यादा खा लिया उन्होंने. The three of them would go out for a nature walk, and her father, who loved photography, would take pictures of everything they saw. If the resort had a swimming pool, Nuni and her father would swim and laze on the pool chairs for the entire day. Laze का मतलब
पता नहीं.
आराम करना, पड़े रहना. Lazy का मतलब कुछ नहीं करना, कुछ नहीं करता, बस lazy. Okay, got it? Occasionally, other family friends also accompanied them on the trip.
Occasionally means?
कभी कभी,
Okay.
not regular, occasionally, कभी कभार.
Accompanied means?
Accompany साथ देना.
Okay.
Before returning to Bangalore, Usha and Nuni would buy souvenirs for their friends. मतलब कि अपने फ्रेंड्स के लिए कुछ कुछ खरीदेंगे. जैसे कुछ नेकलेस ले लेंगे हैं, कुछ शॉपीज ले लेंगे. ओके,
Okay.
लॉकेट ले लेंगे. Nuni had mixed feelings towards such a routine vacation. She didn't really love it, but she didn't want to miss it either. Okay? Shall we go next? After they came back from Kurj, Nuni was going to join a summer camp where she would learn yoga, painting, swimming, and pottery for a few weeks. By the time the camp was over, school would reopen. Nuni would have liked to do something different and new, but she couldn't think of anything. Her mind wandered to her mother's parents, who lived in Indore.
Indore means?
Indore is a place, city.
Okay.
It's a city in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
The city was a furnace in the summer, and her family did not like to go there at that time of the year. Furnace means बहुत गर्म होना चीज़, भट्टी. So the city was a furnace. मतलब कि वो समर वेकेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा गर्म हो जाती थी. गर्मी में रहना पसंद नहीं था उनको, उनके उसके पेरेंट्स को. And however, her maternal grandparents, maternal का मतलब होता है जो मम्मी के साइड के होते हैं ना.
हाँ.
So जैसे नानू है आपके, तो मैटरनल ग्रैंड फादर, नानी, मैटरनल ग्रैंड मदर. ओके ओके. However, her maternal grandparents usually came to Bangalore in the winter and spent at least 10 days with them. Sometimes Usha took Nuni for a week to Indore during the Diwali holidays. But Nuni never felt comfortable there. मतलब उसने कभी comfortable feel नहीं किया कभी भी. Okay? Though her family spoke Kannada at home, the main language spoken by the people in Indore was Hindi. Moreover, it was a little different from the Hindi she studied in school. Maybe that's why she didn't have any friends there. Okay? Dr. Shekhar practiced in a nursing home. He was the son of a farmer and belonged to a small village called Somana, which was located on the banks of the Varada river in North Karnataka. Dr. Shekhar's parents still lived in the village. Every year during the Ganesha festival, Nuni and her parents would make the 4-hour trip to Somanahalli by car and stay there for a few days. Dr. Shekhar felt uncomfortable in the village and always wanted to come back to Bangalore as quickly as possible. Usha, on the other hand, didn't mind spending time there. Nuni liked Somana highly. It has huge fields, a sparse forest, and a big hills. Big hills. You know sparse? ज़्यादा घना नहीं, ठीक मतलब पेड़ पौधे दूर दूर तक थे. So what is लिंग? A sparse forest and a big hills. Hills. पहाड़ वगैरह, जंगल जहाँ पेड़ पौधे इतने घने नहीं. Okay? Shall I go next?
Yeah.
She loved going with her grandfather to the fields every morning. There were plenty of vegetables and fruits for her to see, like rice, paddy, and banana. At home, in her grandparents' house, she was fascinated by the cows in the cow shed. Okay? Still busy with her thoughts, Nuni realized just in time that the bus had reached her stop. She hurriedly got off the bus and walked home. Her family lived on the fourth floor of a nice apartment complex in Jayanagar. When she reached home and rang the bell, Usha opened the door. Nuni was surprised and happy to see her mother. Mom, what are you doing? Mom, what are you doing back from office so early? She asked. Without waiting for a response, she handed over her school bag to her mother and went inside the bedroom to change her clothes. उसका आंसर रिप्लाई सुने बिना वो चली गई अंदर. ठीक है? On her way, she passed by the kitchen and saw the maid, Kaveri, cutting vegetables. This was the photo where she liked a cow in the cow shed. Okay?
For the corner.
Usha followed her and told, Nuni, I'm sorry. We are not going to Coors this year. I hope you aren't too disappointed. She said, That's fine, Mom. But why? What happened? I have to attend a special training program in Delhi. It is compulsory and I have to report there in a few days. The training is for 6 weeks, Nuni. Oh, Mom, I want to come to Delhi too. You know how much I love it there. Nuni went to her mother and hugged her. Okay?
Cows के picture.
Not there. Picture is not there. Usha knew that her daughter loved places with monuments. Probably because she was a graduate in history and she often told Nuni simple and short stories about famous buildings. A few years ago, Shekhar had been invited to speak at a 4-day conference in Delhi and Usha and Nuni had accompanied him. Okay? While Shekhar spent his days working, Usha and Nuni went to see the Qutub Minar, the Red Fort, and Humayun's tomb. Nuni was enchanted by the stories behind the old buildings. You know the meaning of enchanted?
No,
Then why didn't you ask me?
I thought to finish the sentence.
Okay, then ask me now.
What is the meaning of enchanted?
Enchanted means attractive होना. वो चीज़ बहुत अच्छा लगना. Fill someone with great delight, charm. Okay? Usha said, No, my child. Usha said a little sadly, I can't take you. I have to stay in a shared room with another colleague.
Shared means?
Share करना ना?
अच्छा.
एक रूम को दो share करते
I
हैं.
thought you heard shared.
Shared. I have to stay in a shared room with another colleague.
Colleague means?
Colleague means जो साथ में काम करते हैं ना,
हाँ.
उनको बोलते हैं colleague.
हाँ.
Okay? Okay or not okay?
Okay.
Also, Delhi will be very hot right now. Hotter than Indore? Of course, said Usha. Then I will have to spend my entire vacation in summer camps, declared Nuni unenthusiastically. Unenthusiastically, you know? Means उदास हो गए, कुछ नहीं है, जान नहीं है, एक्साइटमेंट नहीं है, एंथुजिज्म पता है? एंथुजिज्म में बहुत एक्साइटेड हो, बहुत मैं ये करूँगा वो करूँगा, उसको बोलते हैं एंथुजिज्म. और अनएंथुजिज्म मतलब कि कोई एंथुजिज्म नहीं है, कोई एक्साइटमेंट नहीं है, कुछ करने की इच्छा नहीं है. ओके,
पापा मेरा कहाँ तक पहुँच गए?
यहाँ तक. No, that may not be necessary, Usha said thoughtfully. Let me think about this a little bit and figure out where you can stay for
पापा कहाँ तक
6 weeks.
बस ना.
Give me some time. I will talk to your father. Nuni nodded. She was not worried. She knew that her parents would find a nice place for her to stay. That day, her father also came home early from work. By then, Kaveri had finished cooking and left.
पापा पर जो उसका रिपोर्ट कार्ड था उसे अपने बाबा को दिया तो उसने डाटा नहीं.
नहीं, अभी कुछ डिस्कस नहीं हुआ उसमें.
अच्छा.
Shall I go next?
यस.
Their routine was precise. Precise means? Precise. Precise मतलब?
मुझे नहीं पता.
Fix. ये चीज़ें करनी है तो ये करनी है. Precise means exactly.
ओके.
Every weekday morning, Usha got up early to make breakfast and lunch for the family. The three of them ate breakfast, after which Nuni rushed to catch her school bus. Usha went to her office by scooter while Shekhar took the car to the hospital. Both the parents came back by lunchtime to eat together. Then Usha would immediately leave and Shekhar would rest in the afternoon and go back to the hospital in the evening for consultation. He usually came back at night or sometimes even later, depending on the number of patients. Weekends were a different story. Saturday was a half day for both mother and daughter. So Usha took Nuni swimming in the evenings. Sunday was the much dreaded homework day.
Dreaded means?
Drama banker. While Nuni slogged, Shekhar would relax and meet friends or help around the house.
मैंने slog का मतलब?
Do you know the meaning of slog?
No.
Work hard over a period of time.
Okay.
Walk or move with difficulty or effort. मतलब थक जाना ऐसे.
जैसे मैं थक रहा हूँ.
Okay?
थक गई.
हाँ.
While Nuni slogged, Shekhar would relax and meet friends or help around the house. Kaveri came in the evenings every day, cleaned the house, cooked and left. Everything was like clockwork in their house and life. Nuni found it very boring. At the dinner table that night, the subject of discussion was Nuni and where she could stay for 6 weeks. But even after a half hour, her parents couldn't decide. After Nuni had finished dinner, Usha suggested, "Why don't you go to the living room and watch Chhota Bheem?" Nuni understood that her mother wanted to distract her and went into the living room. Still, she could overhear her parents talking in the next room. "Shall we send Nuni to Indore?" Usha asked her husband. "No, she's not used to the terrible heat there. But it's also true that I can't look after Nuni by myself for 6 weeks. Maybe I should call my parents," Shekhar wondered out loud. Okay? "I don't think your parents will come here for such a long time. As it is, your mother hardly stays here for a week before before she starts having asthma attacks.
Asthma means?
ऐसे asthma means सांस की प्रॉब्लम है, डिजीज,
Okay.
ब्रीथिंग प्रॉब्लम, खांसी आना, सांस नहीं आना, ऐसे है ना. As it is, your mother hardly stays here for a week before she starts having asthma attacks, and then she rushes back home. You know, they are uncomfortable in our small apartment since they are used to living in their spacious house in the village. Spacious मतलब बहुत बड़ा सा.
और तैयारी करके आ रही हूँ।
Still, I would like it if they agreed to come. Why don't you talk to them? Okay. How about Dr. Vivek's house? Shekhar suggested. His wife and he can take care of Nuni. They are helpful, young and energetic. Oh, that is not practical.
Practical means?
प्रैक्टिकल में पॉसिबल, प्रैक्टिकली थ्योरेटिकल ओके कह सकते हैं, हाँ वहाँ चले जाएंगे चलेंगे. प्रैक्टिकल में जो चीज़ आप रियली में करते हो, जैसे आपको बोले कि एरोप्लेन कैसे बनाते हैं, मैं बता दूँ ऐसे ऐसे कर लो, ऐसे कर लो, दैट इज कॉल्ड थ्योरेटिकल. बट आप रियली में बनाते हो उसको बोलते हैं प्रैक्टिकल.
अच्छा.
ओके.
ओके, मतलब अगर मैं सपने में बना तो उसे थ्योरेटिकल कहेंगे, और अगर मैं असली में
अगर मैं ऐसे बनाऊंगी कि इस पेपर को इधर फोल्ड करो, इस पेपर को इधर फोल्ड करो, इसको ऐसे करो, ऐसे करो, ऐसे मैं बता रहा हूँ, उसको बोलते हैं थ्योरेटिकल. लेकिन आप वो पेपर लेते हो, फिर उस तरह फोल्ड करते हो, उसको फोल्ड करते हो, फिर बनाते हो उसको, तो वो बोलते प्रैक्टिकल किया आपने.
ओके.
अंडरस्टूड?
ओके.
Shall we go next?
या.
Oh, that is not practical. They have a 1-year-old baby, and it is not right to leave our child in someone else's house for 6 weeks. It is better to talk to your parents, said Usha. Shekhar wasn't convinced. Convinced का मतलब agree नहीं था. मानना नहीं. Wasn't convinced. Convinced मानना. Wasn't convinced माना नहीं. Can you drop out of your training program? He asked. No, I can't do it this time. I have already postponed it multiple times in the last few years. Now it has come to a point that I must complete the training if I want to grow in my career. Shekhar nodded, took out his phone and called his father. He explained the problem and requested his parents to come and stay in Bangalore for a few weeks. After he finished the call, Shekhar looked at his wife and said, Appa has a different opinion.
Opinion means?
Opinion means view.
Okay.
Irada. Opinion means सोचना ऐसे. View. He thinks that we should let Nuni stay in the village. They can't come now because one of the cows is pregnant and Aunt Sarasu's granddaughter is also getting married in the summer. The mango season will start soon and Appa says he has a lot of work. He is giving me every excuse that he can. He is giving me every excuse that he cannot come to here.
Come here.
He cannot do come here. No, that's the wrong sentence. To is a redundant. It's not mistake. He is giving me every excuse that he cannot come here.
Okay, next.
Shekhar sighed. Sighed का मतलब है?
ऐसे करना.
हाँ. He made a long, deep, audible breath, expressing sadness like that. Okay? Don't say that, Usha said firmly. Appa is
Firmly
not.
means?
Huh?
Firmly means?
Firmly means पक्का, जोर से करना. Firmly. I firmly say that way ना. मैं कह रहा हूँ तो ये कह रहा हूँ. Firmly. Okay? Don't say that, Usha said firmly. Appa is not giving you excuses. He is telling you the truth. The cow, the wedding, and the work in his fields are important to him. Just like I can't skip my training, your parents can't leave their home for 6 weeks either. But think about his suggestion. It may not be a bad idea for Nuni to stay in Somana. It will be safe. My only concern is that she may not have friends there. And if so, how will she spend her time? Appa said that there is a new headmaster who has come to take care of the local high school. He has a son around Nuni's age. Also, many of my cousin's children are coming to the village for the wedding. I don't think that Nuni will get bored. Why don't we ask Nuni for her opinion directly? Usha smiled and nodded. Nuni, both the parents yelled together. Yelled का मतलब?
ऐसे नूनी
हाँ चिल्लाना. Okay. Though she was still watching Chota Bheem, Nuni knew exactly what was going on. She wondered whether she should go to Vivek uncle's house or to her grandparents in the village. In the end, she thought that it would be better to stay in Somana because of the wedding in the family. The cattle in the cow shed, the vast fields that she could play in, and the river that she could swim in. She went to her parents and declared, I will go to Ajja's place. Okay? Usha heaved a sigh of relief, but remained a little concerned at the thought of sending her daughter away for so long. Shekhar was quiet. In that case, it is decided. Usha turned to Nuni and said, we will sleep early tomorrow, and the next morning your dad will drop you to Somana. You should both leave by 6 so that your father can get back to Bangalore the same day. I will pack your bags for the trip and a few things for Ajja and Ajji too. That's a good idea, said Shekhar. I will ask Vivek to come with me so that I don't get bored on the way back. Usha patted Nuni on her head, and both of them headed back to the living room to watch the last few minutes of Chota Bheem. That's all in this video.
The next chapter we will cover and then
Wait.
next part 2.
That's all in this video. Don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and relatives so that they also can take benefit of this video. And we'll come back with the next chapter called Visiting the Village. Okay then. See you till then. You want to
See
say?
you. Bye. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get updates of each uploaded video.
Yes.
You want to say something, Harika?
Yes. Surprise करना.
And you will know about this visiting in the village in the part 2.
तुम्हारे दोस्त को भी सुनाना है दोस्तों को.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.